How should you live a better life? Now, this is going to be a much longer video than I normally do. It's going to go for about half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on how long this goes for. But the question that I have for you today is, how do you live a better life? Self-improvement, as you probably already know, is about becoming the best version of yourself. You work on your mental health, you work on your physical health, you work on your social health, your disciplines, your mindsets, all of that kind of stuff. But there is a few problems you may run into, and also, how should your day kind of be if you're on self-improvement? Like, how should you live your day-to-day life? What would be the best way? What should you be focusing on? What should you be prioritizing over others? So, I'm going to be kind of laying out, like, what's the priority list in terms of things for self-improvement, what you need to keep in mind, and some mistakes that I've made just in the past few weeks that you can learn from, as well as a self-improvement day-to-day life and the stuff that you should be focused on and doing in your day-to-day life to get better at self-improvement. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is, by the way, completely unscripted. Like, there's not in anything on my pad, I'm not even using it. I've just got a title there, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So, priority list. I'll get into that, because many people work on mental health, physical health, social health, wealth, all of this other stuff, but what should you prioritize first? It's pretty obvious. Mental health is your priority. But that also ties into the biggest mistake that I've made in the past, month or two, which is I have been on self-improvement fixing my mental health, but after I fixed it, I then stopped. I was like, yeah, I fixed my mental health, that's it, who cares? I wasn't constantly thinking about keeping my mental health up and trying to make it better. I wasn't focused on improving my mental health because I've already done it. And I made that common mistake where you go, it's just like exercising. You work out for 30 days, you get super fit, and then you just expect that fit physique to stay there for the rest of your life. It doesn't work that way. You can fix your mental health for 30 days, but you're not going to keep that amazing mental health for the rest of your life. You need to constantly be working on improving it, and just meditating and simply gratitude journaling and meditating every single day does not improve your mental health. Yes, you heard that correctly. Gratitude journaling and mental meditation does improve your mental health, but it depends on what else you're doing. For example, after a few medical issues, what I happened to get back into again, which is a bad habit, was short form content like YouTube shorts and stuff, getting easily hooked into that. Not prioritizing breaks, rest times, any of that. So I was constantly stressed out when it came to business. That's all I was focused on, was do all day. All I was doing was doing stuff. I was just business, exercise, business, exercise, and that's all I was doing. I wasn't taking time to prioritize my mental health, and it wasn't a focus. And I wondered why the addictions were harder to break. Because I was like, I'm watching YouTube shorts, why am I still watching them? This doesn't seem like something I normally do. And I was struggling to actually break them again. And I thought, is my mental health poor? Because that's something that normally is a big player when it comes to breaking your addictions. And I looked at it and thought, shoot, yeah, it's actually not that good. How did it go back down again? And then it just clicked. I was like, you haven't been thinking about improving your mental health for the last month. I mean, it hasn't dropped too far, which is pretty good. But that is one thing I want to just tell you, is that your mental health, you need to be focusing on it 24/7, just like exercises. When you exercise, if your brain isn't focused on exercising, on trying to get more physically fit, nothing's going to work. Just as if you do meditation without focusing on improving your mental health, it's not going to improve your mental health that much. If you aren't prioritizing mental health, your mental health isn't going to improve that much. And things that help to improve your mental health is social interactions. Getting out in nature is a big one. Getting outside, touching grass, seeing sunlight. And also being able to take breaks in between your work. Because if your brain's completely fried, yes, of course, if your brain's completely fried, you should be disciplined, you should keep going. But if your brain's fried, let's say you work for an hour and a half and then your brain's completely fried, take a 5-minute to 30-minute break, come back and do it again. I was going 3 hours. I didn't have anything written up on a plan. It was all just kept in my mind of what I had to do. and I was constantly thinking about what I've got to do next. Got to go do it. What have I got to do next? Got to go do it. My brain was so stressed out, and it gave me like permanent brain fog for like a few days. So that's something that I'm completely willing to admit, having some humility and admitting this to you. Don't make that mistake. So now I get into this priority list. I would say the priority list goes something like this. Mental health is your biggest priority. It's right at the top. Like it's when it comes to self-improvement, of course. In life, there's many other priorities like religion and other stuff, but mental health is a big priority, followed by physical health. Like mental health and physical health are almost on the same level, but mental health is above it. Then after that, you want to value social health. Then after that, you would value discipline mindsets. And then after that, or technically, I think discipline should be included in your mental health. I think discipline isn't something that should be separate from mental health. I think it goes hand in hand with mental health. So your mindsets come straight after social health. Disciplines in mental health. So mental health, physical health, social health, mindsets, wealth. And also learning. Learning is another big thing you should be prioritizing when it comes to self-improvement. If you're not learning every single day, you're not getting ahead. So, now that I've covered that, I think I should be able to get this part out of the way real fast when it comes to a self-improvement day-to-day life, for example. So, you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you start doing is you do your morning routine that allows you to prioritize your sleep, because sleep massively impacts mental health, so it's a mental health kind of thing, sleeping routine. Sunlight, cold shower, gratitude journaling, whatever else you've got to do in the morning, do that. Then you have breakfast, then you do your meditation. From your meditation, which is all focused on mental health, you'll move on to your exercises, physical health. After that, you can come out and you can have a short little break. You can do some business stuff if you've got some spare time, maybe chat with family or friends if you've got some spare time. And right after that, early in the morning, get straight into your business stuff. Get straight into it, right away. Business, business, business. Get it out the way. By lunchtime, you have nothing else to do. At lunchtime, you take a break, you spend some time with family, get out in nature, you go and do some activities to strengthen you as a character. For example, after lunchtime, after like 12 o'clock, let's say, you could go with family or friends and go for a hike up a mountain. I mean, I saw a video Hamza put out about people calling him toxically masculine. He was showing you him going on a hike and stuff like that. But, I mean, you could go on a hike with family and friends, and you'd be like, well, why? And my brain immediately goes, why would you not use that time to work on business? This is your focus. That strengthens you so much more as a character. So much more. And improving your character improves your business. Like, especially for my business, which is content creation. My content creation comes from the things I learn and the experience I get. If I'm not getting experience and I'm not learning stuff, how am I going to be able to teach you? So, I mean, you might not have that, you might have a job, but if your focus should be on improving your character, because going for a hike strengthens you with discipline, with mental health, physical health, social health, mindsets, it's all in there. And you get to become a better person. Then, in the late afternoons, maybe like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, that's when I would say you should learn something. Late afternoons, like 2 to 4 o'clock, learn something. Go and watch a 2-hour-long video. Go and watch a 1-hour-long video. And the thing is, you don't even have to watch 2 hours worth of content in one day. You can dedicate 1 hour to learning every single day. I think everyone should do that at least. 1 hour to learning every single day. What would be the best situation, which I'm actually going to put a little plug right now, I am planning on starting a Facebook page, which would be like, I don't know, synthesizers group or something. The idea of this Facebook page, I mean, I've got it in my Discord server already. If you join my Discord server, link in the description. There's a room in there called the synthesizers room, and the idea is whenever you learn something, you synthesize it all down, pack it into this room, and people can just look, learn, and they get all that valuable information. I'm also trying to experiment with AI and programming and other stuff so that I can take like a transcript from a 1 hour long video, package it down and get all the valuable information out of it. Instead of watching 1 hour's long worth of content, I can get all of it right there. Now, of course, watching it, you probably get more value, but there's a lot of things, like let's say there's something about how to improve your, I don't know, like how to improve at a certain exercise that you do. I'm not going to watch a 2 hour long video to learn something like that, because I go, 2 hours worth of my time could be dedicated to a massive thing, or it can be just dedicated to this little tiny thing. But if I can throw this into an AI and it spits out all the valuable information, that's really good. So I'm trying to create a synthesizing machine, basically, that'll help out. But if I do create a Facebook page, I will link it in the description of one of my future videos. I will also post it into my tribe as a note, important note, so you can check it out. And that will be a place where I highly recommend anyone go there and give me all of the information that you have synthesized. If you learn something from a 2 hour long video, package it down into all the important points and post it onto that page. Do this, and if I don't have it out and you can't find my page and I haven't created it yet, go to my tribe and do the same thing in the tribe room. It's very valuable. We can all learn valuable information from each other if we just share. So now that I've got that little plug out the way, learning stuff is so important. I think 1 hour a day is minimum. You should be learning something for 1 hour a day. Let's say this is a 3 hour long video. It's extremely important. You can literally just watch 1 hour of that 3 hour long video, and that's it. You don't have to watch the whole video. As long as you watch not short content like, oh, I've got 5 minutes, I'll watch 5 minutes of it. Sit down and actually treat it as if it's a job. You know, you're going to sit there for 1 hour non-stop, writing down all the important points, learning something, and keeping it. And then, technically, if you're in my tribe and you've joined there, you can watch this 1 hour long thing, write down all the important points, and then just quickly post all of those points into the tribe. And we can all learn from what you've learned. That'd be amazing. I can just envision that now. You have 100 people, let's say. 100 people on like a Facebook page or in my tribe. And every single day they watch a 1 hour long video. 100 people watching a 1 hour long video. That's 100 hours. 100 hours worth of content per day is being fed into this tribe. And I can go through within 1 hour, maybe within a half an hour, and I can learn 100 hours worth of content within half an hour. That is insane. That would be amazing. That's like one of my dream goals that I'm now going to set. But anyway, getting off topic. You should be learning something. Learning is a massive priority. It impacts your mental health, it impacts your physical health, it impacts your character, your mindsets, your disciplines. It impacts everything. You need to learn so that you can develop as a better character. You can upgrade your character. You can level up. So dedicate 1 hour in the day. So I'd say from like 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, dedicate 1 hour to that. So for me personally, I'd wake up, do all the stuff. 3 to 4 o'clock, I could learn something after going out for the day or having a break. Whenever I've got some free time, 3 to 4, I will spend 1 hour learning something, writing it all down, posting it into the tribe. So yes, I will be posting into the tribe from now on about my synthesizing stuff. And from 4 onwards, I can do video editing, because I find that the biggest problem I've been facing, which, you know, getting off topic again, but the biggest problem I have been facing is that after 12 o'clock, I'll have the video recorded, all of that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then from 1 till 3, I'll be editing. And then from 3 till 4, I'll be taking a short break. From 4 till 5, I'll be learning. 5 o'clock, dinner. 5 till 6, learning. 6 till 9, preparing for bed, getting my nightly routine stuff down, sitting down, having maybe like half an hour break. And you wonder why my brain's fried. So I've moved the editing forwards into like nighttime, but not too late, so that I have more time to do editing. And in the afternoon, I've dedicated that to improving my mental health and to just relaxing, you know, spending time with family and learning stuff. But yeah, that's how your day should be going. So like, let's say you go from that to that, and now it's 4 o'clock. Okay, you finished watching, you finished posting to a tribe, posting to the Facebook page. It's 4 o'clock. Now is when you should be focused on the rest of your business. Okay, because my business stuff starts in the morning. Okay, like from 11 till 12. That's my business. The rest of the business stuff, if there's anything left over, can be from 4 till 5, 5 till 6. So let's say 4 till 6. 2 hours worth of business stuff. Or editing, let's say, for me. 4 hours or 2 hours worth of business stuff or editing for me. Now it's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock you have dinner. Now it's 7 o'clock because it takes an hour to eat dinner. 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock you have relaxation time, spend more time with family, sit down, talk, maybe post something, I don't know. You got a little bit of free time, rest time. From 8 till 9 you're preparing till bed. 9 till 10 you can prepare for bed, or you can go to bed early if you need to. And 10 o'clock you sleep, and you repeat. Because if you look at the people who get the best results out of stuff, all they do is like eat, drink, learn, learn or train or improve at something, and sleep. That's it. That's all they do. So that would be a day. The day would prioritize mental health. You'd be constantly focusing about mental health. You would make sure that you're focusing about your physical health, make sure that you're focusing about your social health, make sure that you're focusing about your mindsets and your disciplines and the learning kind of things, because that would be included in there. Make sure that you are focusing on your business and your finance, and for people who have jobs, so let's say you're working a job, right? Because how would this go for someone working a job? You're going to get like live, what was it? It's not live, but you get to see me unfiltered, just thinking about how this works. So let's say someone is working a job. This person working a job gets up, goes to work about 8 o'clock in the morning. They go from 8 2 hours, 10. Let's say they go from 8 to 8. They work 12 hours. I don't even know if that's possible. Actually, 8 till 6. They work 10 hours. I mean, I've seen people do that before. So 8 till 6. They wake up, they do their morning routine, their meditation, their exercise, all of that stuff early in the morning. It's all done. They wake up like 6 o'clock and they're done by 8. They go to work, they go home at 6. How are they supposed to go for hikes and go for all of these things? Well, on weekends they could go for hikes. I guess that if they're at their job and it's a place that's not inside of an office little cubicle thing, or whenever they get some free time, they can go outside, do some jumps and exercises and stuff. They can chat with friends in the office. When they get home, they should spend, I would probably say, from 6 till 7 talking with family. I would say from 7 till 8 doing business, from 8 till 9 preparing for bed, and from 9 till 10 going to bed. They'd have to go to bed earlier, wouldn't they? I don't know, but it would need to be structured so that they get their mental health in, they get their physical health in, they get their disciplines and mindsets, they get everything in there. So I'll just go over a few things that definitely impact your mental health. Social outings, family time, all of that impacts mental health a lot, as well as nature. Nature impacts it a lot. Eating healthy foods like fruits and vegetables. If you're not consuming enough fruits and vegetables, this will destroy your mental health. Try and go without fruit for a month. You will feel terrible. Literally terrible. You need to have fruit. It's like a necessity. So that improves mental health. Nature does a massive impact on mental health. So does fruit, so does sleep, so does stress. Stress is a big thing that impacts mental health. So stress is good. It's a common misperception that stress is bad. Stress is good. Stress is really good. If you can manage a lot of stress, you're a very disciplined, strong-willed person. But stress can lead to instant gratification, and instant gratification can lead to more stress. So you need to make sure that you balance out the right level of stress. Okay, let's say you can handle 1 hour of non-stop stress from business or whatever you're doing, just constant stress. After that 1 hour point, you're normally so stressed that you always indulge in instant gratification. You go back to one of these addictions you had. You're at 1 hour mark, right? Stay at the 1 hour mark. Stay at 1 hour. Don't try and go anything beyond that, because that's when it gets into instant gratification territory. It's too risky. Stay at that 1 hour mark. Then slowly progress up. Every single week, maybe go up for half an hour. An hour and a half. 2 hours. Remember, it's a progression. If you try and jump from handling 1 hour worth of stress to all day of stress, you're going to be so stressed out that you're just not going to manage. You're going to go straight back to your addictions. Unless, of course, you're really, really, really good at replacing addictions with good things. But normally when you're stressed out, for example, if I'm stressed out about business and YouTube and, I don't feel well, or just feel physically and mentally destroyed from all of this stress and focus on business and not prioritizing my mental health or physical health, then you will notice a big shift. where let's say I handle 1 hour worth of stress, right? And I try to handle the rest. Of course, I go, okay, I feel like indulging in this YouTube Shorts instant gratification just to make me feel better. I'm after this happiness, getting rid of this stress. And I go, just replace it with a book. Go and read a book. But the thing is, I go, I feel stressed. That book's not going to do anything. Instant gratification, instant gratification, instant gratification, and you get into it again. So, if you can do that, if you find it very difficult, I would recommend slowly increasing your level of stress that you can take. It's a skill, it's something you can train, and you want to be able to handle as much stress as possible. So, for me, I can do this now, and then in the afternoon, if I was to non-stop continue doing my video editing, I'd probably indulge in instant gratification. Now, that's me being very disciplined too. I'm like, no, don't do it, bad idea. But then I'm like some mornings I'll wake up, I'll sit here and I'll write out a video idea, and I'll spend like a half an hour just contemplating that I've got to make a video. So I'm like, the moment I start making the video, I then make a thumbnail, I then need to edit, I then need to make a title, I then need to test, upload, all of this other stuff takes like 3-4 hours to do. So I give myself that break in between, which is why breaks are good, because your brain gets to like this point where it's kind of like overused, it's fried, it's burnt out. And you get this with flow state as well. If you've ever been in a deep state of flow and you don't get out of it for hours and hours and hours, you can't handle it. You get to the point where you get brain fog. You're just stressed. You can't work out what's going on. Stress is good. Too little stress is bad. Too much stress is bad. If you have so much stress that it's just destroying your physical health and mental health, that's bad. If you don't have enough stress to the point where you're just weak and sitting around being lazy and not actually getting out of your comfort zone, that's bad. You want to be challenging yourself with this stress. You want to be pushing your limits of stress that you can handle, making yourself stressed, but not staying in the stress 24/7. Because if you do this, it destroys your mental and physical health. For example, if you had to go for a run and you could never like get tired. No, you could get tired, but you would never die. Okay, you would never die from running. You'd never pass out. Nothing would happen. You'd never get dehydrated. You didn't need to eat, sleep, drink. Didn't need to do anything but run, and you just went running 24/7. But all you felt was exhaustion. You would be so mentally and physically destroyed by the end of it. If you went non-stop 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours, it would destroy your mental and physical health. You want to push it as far as you can, but make sure that you don't push so far that you indulge in instant gratification. And I mean, discipline, that might just be a discipline problem though. It might not just be that you're not disciplined enough and blah blah blah. But I think there's something to do with this stress thing. And if you have any ideas about it, definitely leave a comment. There is something to do with this stress thing. I feel like if you have too much stress for too much period of time, it's bad. If you have too little stress, it's bad. You need to get that medium zone. Push yourself as far as you can. Okay, as far as you can. Just keep pushing your limits of stress. But remember to take breaks in between so that you're not just constantly stressed. So for example, I work 3 hours, YouTube business, beating business. I stop, I take a half an hour break, I then go for another 3 hours. That's healthy. Instead of 3 hours, lunch, exercise, martial arts, boxing, chess, 3 hours. I do all of those things I need to do, of course, but that's still a job, that's still work, that's still stress, that's still a part of my daily routine. It's from one thing to another thing to another thing, no break, no rest time. And rest time is important because just like with exercising, you need to rest your mind. Your mind needs rest. So as you're lifting the weights, you don't just keep lifting them and going from exercise to exercise with zero rest time. And do that and then wake up the next morning and then do the exact same thing again, wake up the next morning, do this 7 days a week for the rest of your life. You don't do that because that would end up destroying you. It's bad. Same with your mind. You cannot constantly be exercising your mind with stress and with discipline with discipline, yes, but you can't be exercising with stress 24/7. Push, 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 push. No breaks. You need to have a break. You need to take half an hour to let your mind clear so that you can try again. Because you start building up that brain fog, you take a half an hour break, it disappears, you can get straight back to work. Just like with schooling, I'd go for 1.5 hours. If I had anything left, half an hour break, straight back onto it. I'm pretty sure it's actually a 5-minute break you can do. So remember, you've got to take rest time when it comes to fitness, physical health, and mental health. They both need rest time. You cannot strengthen your brain if you keep strengthening it 24/7. It's not going to get that good. You're going to destroy it. You destroy your mental health if you constantly try to strengthen your brain 24/7 with zero rest time. It's just like physical health. So now that I've got off topic for this entire video, and this has gone on for 25 minutes, and everything I'm speaking about doesn't seem to be anything to do with what I said at the start, how to live a better life. Make sure that you prioritize your mental health, your physical health, your social health, your mindsets, not discipline, but mindsets, and I guess purpose and commitment would go into mental health too, so I have to do an updated version. So mindsets, and then business. If your business is going to, let's say your business is for some YouTubers like Nikocado Avocado, if you've ever seen him, he eats like a ton of food, which is completely unhealthy, destroys his physical health and mental health just to make money. If that business is directly linked with destroying your mental and physical health, that is not a good business to be doing. You shouldn't be there's a prioritized list. If someone offered you, here's $1 million, but you'll be permanently depressed, would you take it? Your mental health and your depression and your quality of life is so much better than $1 million. It's not worth it. It is not worth being permanently depressed for $1 million. You need to prioritize your mental health over business. It comes first. If you're working on your business 24/7 and you're in a deep depression and you can't get out of it, you need to go, okay, this is my business, this is important, but I also need to put most of my day focused onto mental health. So for example, my focus when it came to my daily routine, my focus was on business. That's my only focus. I put mental health and physical health as like 20% of my focus goes to mental health, physical health, and 80% goes to business. And I thought, this keeps it, good, this goes and works. No. It should at least be 50-50. Mental health should be like 60% of my focus, and mental health, physical health, 60% of my focus, business, 40%. I can still get a ton done with 40%. You don't understand that. But I can get more done with better mental health than I can if I have poor mental health. If I have poor mental health and I'm still putting 80% of my focus into business, it's going to be worse than if I put 10% of my focus into business with amazing mental health. Because mental health will directly impact your success. So make sure that you are not destroying your mental health. Make sure when you are working, you take breaks in between. It is not a constant thing. I kept thinking you had to constantly do it. All your free time should be used up on productive things. And that is true. But rest is productive. For some reason, I completely overlooked that. So that's all I'm saying. Make sure you prioritize the right things. That's how you live a better life. You live a better life by constantly working on self-improvement. Self-improvement is not a once, 30-day change. It's a lifestyle change. Same with everything in self-improvement. But make sure that you have the priorities right. You need to be focusing more on having good mental health rather than having $1 million. Because having good mental health will increase the chance of you getting $1 million. It's a side effect. Success is like a side effect of amazing health and good character. If you have a level 1 character who's, obese and has poor mental health and is depressed, but he has amazing skills and he's, got 20 businesses running that are doing pretty well. Yeah, that's decent, but I would prefer to be fit and broke. I prefer to be fit, mentally healthy, physically healthy, socially healthy, disciplined, have a good mindset, have good character, and be broke. Then be all of the other ones destroyed and be rich. It's not worth it. So, let's say you are an amazing character. You're a level 100 character, okay? You've got 100,000 skills. You're a professional at many things. You know a ton about business. You've learnt thousands and thousands and thousands of hours worth of content. You've read hundreds of books. Your mental health is one of the best in the world. Your physical health is some of the best in the world. Your social connections are incredible. Your discipline is out of this world. your mindsets and all of the ways that you think are perfect and optimized for success, how are you not going to succeed? If you try and succeed, you will. I mean, seriously. You want to start a business? Okay, well, you know more about business than everyone else. You can learn more about business than everyone else. Your discipline, your motivation, your mindsets, your purpose is stronger than everyone else. When people are sitting there depressed, like, oh, I can only get 2 hours into my work because it's so hard, you're sitting there going, 8 hours into my business. Better yet, I'm going to spend all day on Saturday and Sunday dedicated to my business, with breaks in between, making sure I include my mental health and physical health, making sure I take time to talk with family, but I will spend all day on my business. Nothing else. You're still going to keep that good mental health. Okay, wake up, does meditation, exercise, eats breakfast, then does 3 hours worth of business, sits down, talks with family, has a short break, has lunch, 3 hours of business, sits down, talks with family, has some lunch, but maybe does a little bit more meditation, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, over and over and over. You can do that if your mental health is good. So, yes, make sure you prioritize the right things. It is a massive mistake that I've made. Don't make the same mistake. That's how you live a better life. Now that I've got that out the way and I've covered the topic of the video, I want to show you one little thing before I ended it. So remember I said in a previous video, if you actually saw that one, that I was starting my beading business, that you should check out my newsletter, which you should, because I post limited stuff that you will not get access to unless you're in my newsletter, especially about my business, my beading business. It made me about 500,000, or it didn't make me 500,000, but if I worked 9 to 5 and I realised the success of the business, I would have made $500,000 per year. So, because of my lack of mental health, lack of self-improvement, I didn't even realise the success I had. So I said that I was creating a premium quality bracelet that would be worth $150. It costs about $25 to make, about 3-5 times how much I spent. Made it. Doesn't look like much. Be surprised. Doesn't look like much in there. But the black stones are black agate. All of the other materials are mostly stainless steel, apart from these very small little round beads right up here. That small round one there. That one is sterling silver, and the other brown stones are tiger's eye. This costs about $20 to $25 to make in all the supplies. Also, the cording that I've used for this, if anyone's interested, is stainless steel and nylon cording. It's got wire guards, crimps, which is lots of beading terminology and jargon. Basically, I just turned $25 into $150, just like that. Pretty cool. So remember, I actually did mention this in a different video, just because I've gone way over time for this one. But anyway, if I'm looking off to the side, it's because I'm looking at me and the quality of the video, and also the time, which is on here. So, I said that there was real life money glitches, right? With crypto, for example, you go, crypto's a money glitch, right? You put $200 in, you get 2,000 out. To get 100% profit, it takes on average about 3 months. Okay, I found plenty of times you can put $10 in and make 100% profit. You can double your profit within 3 months. This could possibly, this is not even double either. So let's say it's a month, okay? Just like crypto, this takes a month to sell. 3 months to sell, just like crypto. But this one gives you 3 to 5 times how much you spent. Okay, so I'm counting what I spent on it. If I'm counting per bead, this could be up to 15 times. So let's say I put $10 in and somehow get 15 times out. Because I don't like doing this because I believe in value over profit. I think if I can provide better value for the customer, it's much more worth it. But if I was a cheapskate, like a lot of people that you see at these markets, which I'm not, you could technically get away with 15 times. You could spend $10 on a bracelet like this, manage to put a little bit of sterling silver in it, maybe one piece of sterling silver that costs you like $10, maybe like $5 or $2, and you could make $150 from it. I could take 3 of those sterling silver beads, stick them in the center, just do all agate around it and go 150. And that would probably work. So you could technically squeeze out 15 times within 3 months. So instead of making 100% profit 2 times what you initially put in, you make 15 times. Put in 10, 150. Put in 20, 300. That's insane. This is a money glitch. I'm duplicating my money. I put 20 bucks into this, I'm going to get 150 out. That's insane. This is a money glitch. And literally all that I'm doing to get this is I'm taking $20 worth of material, turning it into a pretty cool thing that's all... So I turn $20 worth of like multiple things, maybe like 10 different things, all lined up in little jars, 10 different beads of different materials. I take these 10 different materials, jam them together into one product, one thing. So 10 things into one thing. $20 was how much all of these 10 things cost. This one thing now costs 150 because I took $20 worth of stuff, jammed it, boom, 150. That's insane. Anyway, big rant on this video. I hope you found something of value out of this. I don't know. I didn't script this at all. I was just going on a rant about a big mistake that I've made and the priority listings and how you should definitely incorporate that into your self-improvement journey. Keep up the good work. Check out my tribe. Sign up for my newsletter. They're both completely free. They'll help you out. I post stuff daily in both of them. And I will from now on be trying to... I will be from now on trying to learn something every single day and post it into the synthesizing room in my tribe until I create a Facebook page. So, go there. Trust me. If you want to get valuable information, go there. And post stuff to my synthesizing room. It will help me out a ton. It'll help out everyone in the community a ton. And we can learn everything together. Keep up the good work. Have a nice day.